And with Instagram, the integration with Restream, for whatever reason, isn't fully working. Well, not it's not that it's not working, but you just have to go into Instagram itself and then click the go live button there. Oh, we got it. We're good. We got it. We got it. We got
Okay,
it.
yeah, go ahead. So we're good there.
Okay, amazing. We are officially live on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and guys, I am so excited to be introducing our very first guest for this podcast. We have today Bodhi Chobotiuk. He is the founder of Sanctum Circle, a group where health and wellness based entrepreneurs all across the world get to connect with each other and network. And today I'm interviewing him to get a little bit of his perspective on his backstory, why he founded Sanctum Circle, and how and him giving some tips as to how you can effectively network with other entrepreneurs in the space. Bodhi, how is it going today?
Excellent. Thanks for having me, Simon. I really appreciate you being here and having you a part of our Sanctum community or Sanctum Circle.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. I personally have gotten a lot of value out of Sanctum Circle. I've connected with so many like-minded individuals, so many people that are passionate about health and wellness, so many people that really see a bigger vision and want to change the world. How did you get in contact with all these health and wellness entrepreneurs, and how do how do you market the space?
Well, so yeah, so I mean, we built this community for us to be able to connect with each other, especially to collaborate. I've been in the marketing space for quite some time, and what I find is, like it doesn't matter how much money you pay, but if you can build uh, a massive community internationally, and you can get people on the same energy and the same frequencies that understand how important it is to connect with each other, to support each other, to collaborate with each other, especially can go far further than any kind of marketing dollars you put in there. So that's the energy and frequency we put into this community. And to be honest with you, the most, like we've got a contact list of over 10,000 people now, and with over 5,000 people on our platform, and in about 2 years, and that was done mostly through organic and being able to put enough value out there that people want to be able to share that and be able to build onto the community, not only for Sanctum Circle but for themselves. So I mean, I take a lot of diligence into really utilizing LinkedIn and connecting with the right people. Facebook, TikTok's a big one for me. I don't know if a lot of people use it or not, but I create certain folders. I set my algorithm to who I want to see and who I connect with. So I mean, I make a lot of connections off there as well too. I do the same thing for pretty much every platform.
Amazing, amazing. And how do you decide, once you've talked to a certain individual, whether they're a right fit for Sanctum Circle?
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, it takes some time because when you're building community and you're a typical stubborn Scorpio like me, you tend to do things for yourself. And, so sorry, ask me that question again there. I want to make sure I word it correctly.
My question
Oh, yeah,
was,
sorry. The energy and the frequencies into our community. So, I've been doing this for quite some time. I started it out in Mexico and moved it all across Europe, and then into, I started in Canada and then moved to Mexico. But when you start familiarizing yourself in this certain realm, like the health and wellness industry, healing, holistic fitness, and all that kind of stuff, and you start connecting with people, you start getting on that same frequency level of the people that you're talking to. And, like we've got, with the partners that we have in here, we're pushing around over 200 now. And I do Zooms. I'm not joking, man. I'm up to, like 6 to 8 Zooms a day. And you start understanding the frequency and the energies of the people you want in your community and you need in your community. And so I'm okay with saying now that I can speak to the frequency and the energies and hear it and feel it inside of our community. So when I talk to somebody, I can tell if they're, the right frequency or energy to be in our community that's going to match and work and coincide with, the people that are already in it, that have established, that's our foundational, side of our partnership, if that makes sense to you guys listening.
Yeah, it does. It does. Within every group, there has to be some level of a give and take relationship, right? You want to be able to facilitate a space where a lot of people can, start doing business with each other, but you don't want to
Yeah.
be facilitating spaces for people that are just there for themselves, just there to take, or just there to, pitch products and sell, right? That's not the point of networking.
Absolutely. And like I have Sanctum Circle and I have another community on Facebook called Everything Health and Wellness. And, we're very strict on who we bring into that kind of group. Social media was designed for us to connect with each other. And more as it grows and AI's there, it's disconnecting us. So, and there's a lot more bots out there, and you got to make sure that you're getting real people into it. So, we're very strict on who we allow into that group. And the reason we do that is, like there's so many groups and it's oversaturated with, especially in the health and wellness, well, in any space, but in the health and wellness space, healing holistic, that we're involved in, there's group after group and there's thousands of people in each of them. And the engagement rate is getting a lot lower, and people acknowledging the other people and not supporting and all that kind of stuff. So in our community, we only bring people in that understand how important it is to engage and um, to support, the other people in that group. And that's by like liking their post, commenting on it, because the algorithm is, like when say Facebook, for example, the more people that comment on posts and like and are engaging, the more Facebook's going to be able to show it. And, with all these groups where there's a lack of engagement and whatnot, I find it creates, even myself, that we get addicted to what I call hopium, right? Not opium, but hopium. I hope somebody likes my post. I hope somebody connects with me. I hope somebody buys this. I hope this platform works. And it's all this I hope thing. So we've built a community, and we're, our success grows every day with, people that are engaging and wanting to support each other and to collaborate to grow their business so that they can help even more people around the world with their health, wellness, healing, holistic, and fitness needs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Bodhi, do you want to give a bit of background on why health and wellness? What's your experience within the health and wellness space, and why did you create a space specifically for entrepreneurs in the health and wellness industry?
Well, man, I'll tell you, I've been in this universe many times, and like my soul's familiar with myself, and our bodies are new. A lot of the time, those who can experience, that old soul kind of ways. And I followed my dad's footsteps, man, and I just wanted to be in the corporate world, be able to work from home, drive fancy cars, fancy shoes, fancy suits, fancy hair, all that kind of shit. And like I started feeling like I was that kid at a new school sitting at the bike rack wondering who to hang around with. I did very well in the corporate side of things, but it just wasn't my thing. And then, and I know a lot of people didn't experience it, but I did. The pandemic came and it was a blessing for me. It allowed me to be able to reflect on my life and my childhood and all that kind of stuff. And I had a very colorful childhood. A lot of it was to my own doing or whatnot, and my lack of responsibility and all that kind of stuff. So I knew that there was a calling and a shift happening. And, so I stopped working in the corporate side of things. And when the pandemic hit, and that gave me time, like I said, to self-reflect. And my two dogs were my biggest part of my life, other than my daughter and my, like the living human beings in there. And, we've got Gibson here and Taya here. My thing is fly fishing. I spend 90% of my time out in the mountains. I'm in the mountains now, or in the beaches in Mexico, or in the jungles, taking on that kind of energy. And it's where my thoughts become things. It's where I can align my beliefs with my thoughts. It's where I rejuvenate and all that kind of stuff. So when my dogs passed, I ended up taking a path, and I took advantage. I've always wanted to go to Mexico. I've never been to Mexico. And when my dogs passed, I packed up everything. With inside a weekend, I took off to Mexico. And that's when I knew my calling and my shift was happening, because as soon as I landed in Mexico, every hair on my body and everything just tingled, making me feel like I was at home. And I couldn't believe it. I felt more at home than where I am originally in Canada, born and raised. And I ended up meeting an amazing woman, Roxana, who's a healer, and she introduced me to these shamans, and they did a bunch of work on me to remove some of my dark energy and bring me back to the life that I was supposed to have, and that guided path, right? So we started a community called Wellness and Light, which is live and online events. So we host a lot of in person and a lot of online events, and my journey wasn't done there. And so then I started a community called the Sanctum Circle, which is your healing, your space. And what we wanted to do is, so I got my confirmation from the healers and the shamans out in Mexico when I was there and spent a couple of years in the jungle out there. And so I started the Wellness Light, and then I came to the Sanctum Circle. And what we did is we built a subscription based platform where anybody in the world can subscribe for free, no strings attached, no obligation, and they get access to literally every single health, wellness, healing, holistic, and fitness service and/or product all in one place, all at an exclusive discounted rate. And so what I did is I took my corporate skills and now my newfound healing ways and holistic ways and whatnot to build community in that, and that's where I felt like home. So that was my shift into to getting into the space where I was originally supposed to be. But my time was called, and that's why I did it now. So we didn't want to just be another directory. So I took my easily found new education into the healing and holistic space, and all that kind of stuff, and we incorporated the corporate side in it. So now when partners come on with us, we build their business, their community, their connections, their collaborations, their visibility, all at once as well. Not just another directory where you slap your name on it and hopefully you make some connections. So now we've got a community of people who are growing and not just connecting, but they're connecting and growing too. So that's how I transitioned in from the corporate side into the health and wellness space.
Amazing, amazing. And I've talked to a lot of people that, feel like they're stuck in the corporate world, but they maybe have a lot of fears about stepping into an entrepreneurship space. What would you say the biggest fears you experienced personally were when you were first stepping into this? And what are some fears that you think other people commonly have, and why they, don't take action and choose entrepreneurship instead?
I'm a little bit cut from a different cloth than most people or whatnot, and fear is my best friend in the world. I love fear. Because I'm a very big believer in failing forward and failing fast. I normally don't ask for help, and I just go with it. And if you fail authentically, there's always going to be people there to help you out. But I think the biggest obstacle that people have is definitely change, into that, or people who are, say, health and wellness advocate and or an enthusiast or whatnot. And now they want to start their own business. It's on where to start. But again, it goes back to building community, right? Like, you can't heal in isolation. You can only heal in community. You can't build in isolation. You got to build with community. There's people who have expertise and all that kind of stuff. So that's why we built this community as well. That's mixed in with us building your businesses for you. But it's just reaching out and never be afraid to ask a question. No question is stupid. I mean, I suffered from that for many, many years, man. I was too scared to ever ask anything. Now I'll ask anything. I don't hear that it's stupid or anything like that, right? And if somebody gives me the stink eye when I ask a question, I'm like, hey, just tell me anyway, right? But so yeah, I think my biggest roadblock was mine is I'm very good at connecting people and talking with people. My biggest challenges is the back end stuff, the technical side of things. I mean, I'm quite good at it, but it's not something that's my expertise, nor is it something that I want to continue with. I want to connect people and do that. So I mean, collaboration is key for people to start out in anything that they're doing. Collaborate and ask and partner.
Amazing, amazing. And for the existing members of Sanctum Circle, obviously I joined a couple of months ago and I feel like I've gotten amazing value from it. But for those that are watching now or on replay, what are some of the ways that you maybe like market members' services? What are some of the ways that they can increase their visibility for what it is that they provide, by joining Sanctum Circle?
Well, it's definitely like, I mean, we give you guys, a very large amount of services that will grow your business no matter what stage you're in. But like our biggest thing inside of our platform is hosting networking events online, so that we can connect them, have breakout rooms, show them how to connect with the other partners, how to support them, how to get the support, how to engage, all of that kind of stuff. Because we're, like I said, I mean, it's such a fast paced world now, especially, with social media and now AI out there. It's tough to keep up to things. So you got to stay on that path. You got to stay integral. You got to stay honest and true to yourself, true to others. And when you're on that path, you can't get lost, and you can put your flashlight away, right? And things will just seamlessly start going in the direction that you're aiming for. My biggest thing is that in our platform is engagement. You have to engage with the other people. You can't just be posting, here's what I do, here's what I sell, here's the benefits of my stuff or whatever. Ask questions. Questions are the biggest things in social media right now. Like, hey, I know somebody who's suffering from eczema or whatnot. Is there anybody out there who can give some advice? And now that starts the ball rolling. If you just keep posting, here's what I sell, here's the products I have, or anything like that, you're not going to get any engagement. Nobody wants to see it. You got to give that value. And that's really the direction we're trying to go with our Sanctum community. So, yeah, we teach you all of that stuff, how to engage, how to support, what content works best where, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it may be.
Amazing. And for you personally, what do you see for the future of entrepreneurship? Which areas of entrepreneurs or which types of entrepreneurs do you think will really succeed in the next 10 years, in particular with kind of like the way that the world is trending?
You know what? Stick to it. Like I've been working with entrepreneurs for so long and hosting events, and I see so many people, that start out in one thing and they don't see the revenue coming in or their community not building right away or anything. And they think, well, this is going to suck. So they move on to the next thing. You got to keep that consistency and that frequency of doing what you originally believed in, because you believed in it when you first started doing it. And you got to keep that belief going, and you got to surround yourself with those like-minded people who are doing the same thing, whether they're brand new or they're seasoned. And there's nothing wrong with riding coattails of somebody's success, of what they're doing, and to be able to mimic that best suits you and suits your energy. You can always switch it, right? But like AI is going to play a big part in that too, right? There's a lot of things that AI is going to be able to take over and whatnot, but AI is never going to have the energy of you. It's never going to have the energy of me. It's never going to have the energy of our community, and somebody that you can actually really talk to and be able to, feel that energy and have that great soul collision, with somebody in that energetic field collision. So I don't know, if people stick true to what they want to do and their beliefs and stay true to themselves and stay true to others, then entrepreneurship is going to keep going that same way. But you got to keep hanging on to that. I know it's cliche and everybody says that, but hold on to your dreams, shoot for the star. If you miss, like aim again kind of thing, or whatever that saying is or whatnot, but just stick with it. That's the biggest key to entrepreneurship, and build your community and start collaborating and connecting.
Speaking of AI, do you believe that AI is going to be replacing the roles of a lot of entrepreneurs in the near future, or do you think that entrepreneurs as a whole will be able to use it to their advantage and succeed along with it?
No, I think AI is probably going to take over a lot of things, or a lot of people have that fear for it. I'm the kind of guy who's never looked at competition. I just go with my heart and my soul, and I use my brain to think, to eat, and type, and all that kind of stuff. But my heart is what I do to engage and to build. And yeah, but like I said earlier, AI is never going to have that energy that you or I can have, or anybody in the Sanctum Circle community is going to have. Like it's you're dealing with real people, and you're not getting these bots and all that kind of stuff. So we try to make it as real as possible for you. It's like you're having a one-on-one, like, and you're always going to be able to tell it's AI, like they may get it very close and very similar, but there's still that energy aspect. And I don't care if you're on Zoom or if you're with meeting somebody who's face to face or whatever. I mean, I used to get people to fill out Google Forms, and now I can have AI do all that kind of stuff. But nobody can feel my energy, and I can't feel their energy if we don't do these one-on-one things. I mean, they're never going to be able to mimic that. So yeah, I think AI is going to take over a lot of things, but I also think that people who are authentic and real can use it definitely to their advantage to help build community and to be able to network a little bit further.
What would be the end goal or an ideal result for a health and wellness entrepreneur joining Sanctum Circle? What would be, like, what would be considered successful if they were to achieve, having joined the group?
Well, I mean, there's no end to their success when they're a part of, our community because, like I said, we're not just another directory where people pay some money, they slap them some name on, and hopefully they make connections. We give them, each year that they're part of it, like our, we are going to grow their business and their connections, their visibility, their connections, collaborations. In that, you say they join this year, their first year, that if they follow the steps and go through everything we give them, their business is going to grow no matter what, inside and outside of our platform. And then by the next year, we get to reevaluate and keep growing your business. We want to see our partners to have to be able to hire staff or be able to grow their brick and mortar store, or you know what I mean, or grow their collaborations, and that's it's never ending. The sky's the limit, but there's a lot of people out there who think that platforms like us are there to do it all for them. There is no more to do. There is none places where they're going to do it all for you unless you got the big bucks and all that kind of stuff. And like I use that analogy of people when I see them saying, "Oh, well, this isn't working for me," or "That's not working for me," and and I do a little bit of digging and see that they're not putting in the work to build their business or their connections or communicate or their communities and all that kind of stuff. And I always think to myself, or I'll say it right to them, how much weight did you lose when you did not diet? How much muscle did you gain when you did not go to the gym? You know what I mean? You still got to do it. And when I first started this company, I met with the owner of Good Life Fitness, and I had lots of questions for him, but I had one specifically: is how many people pay for a gym membership but don't use it? Do you know it's 82% internationally that pay for a gym membership every month and they don't go? And then not everybody, but you hear them say, "Oh my God, I'm overweight," or "Oh my God, I've lost my muscle," or whatever. You got to put in that work. And if you get into that mindset and you get into the right community of people who are going to push you, support you, engage with you, you have every tool to be the most successful you want to ever be.
What are some can you provide some specific examples of business owners that you've seen really grow their business or form successful partnerships with other members? Like, what does that look like, and how did Sanctum Circle help facilitate that?
Well, just by like the Field of Dreams analogy, like, and a lot of people who are a lot younger than me probably don't know that movie, but there's a quote in there: "If you build it, they will come." And for example, we have somebody like Nikki, that's part of our platform here, and she was, mostly Canadian based, and now she's international because we built our platform international. We funnel all of our people to Nikki, like when they join. Or like, for example, Simon, you connecting with, say, Jonathan or Lisa or Mark Jarrett or any of those things comes from a community of us of, that we built internationally, where you probably would have never heard of the Mark Jarretts, or like maybe Lisa or Nikki, people that are around the world. And I'm sure Mark has probably connected you with people all through that platform as well too. But yeah, I went off track there. I get distracted very easy for you people out there. I have ADD, and the cat was just trying to get in the door here. So so can you repeat that question again?
I think you answered it. The
Okay.
question was, how does the group facilitate
Oh yeah.
business growth and connections? But you're absolutely right. Like, for me personally, I've made a lot of good connections within the space. That's one of the reasons why I asked you earlier, like, how do you have such an eye for bringing in the right people? Because I've done a lot of outreach with it for the different members in the group, probably 20 in total, and every single person I can say, like, I really vibe with them. They're really, they're really passionate. They've really, they really have a vision, and they really want to help the world. And so, we want to find more of these people, because unfortunately, it seems like most people are pretty complacent with the way things are, with like their 9 to 5, or just not improving the world. A lot of people are kind of like in fight or flight mode. So we want to be able to help elevate all types of people to think of health and wellness as something that's really critical for everybody, and not something to just put on the back burner and focus on like these hedonistic pleasures that most of us take part in. All right, it looks like we've lost Bodhi, but that's okay, because this podcast is 11:30 Pacific time, so this is actually perfect timing. So for those of you that have joined, thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with an episode with Magdalena. Take care, everybody.